So I have a Linux machine at the house that's driving me absolutely up the wall. It has a hard time connecting to the wireless at my house, or at least that's what I thought was going on. Here recently, I have been connected to the wire, and displeasing my wife, I have a wire drug across the living room, Ethernet cable, and I'm still having problems. So there is something else going on here. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. I actually brought home a version of Linux on a USB stick. I'm going to try to boot that. It's the same version of Linux, but it's just a different install. So I'm going to see if, because even though it's on a USB stick, that shouldn't make any difference, except I upgraded the version of Linux that's on that laptop, and I'm wondering if my problems may have started back then and I just didn't put two and two together. If that's the case, then I may have to do a fresh install on that laptop, which isn't that big a deal, to be honest. You can actually do a fresh install in place and leave all your files with Linux, unlike Windows, unlike a few other OSs. You can get away with crap like that in Linux. Pretty darn nice. But if this doesn't work, if I still have the problem, even with a fresh install, I've taken other Linux boxes home and tried them out on my Wi-Fi. I didn't have any problems at all. Nothing. I mean, it just worked like 100%. So it's not the fact that it's Linux. I have 2 or 3 other devices, laptops, phones, everything in the world works off of that Wi-Fi just fine. So there's some combination of crap going on with this laptop. What the symptom is, it looks like a DNS problem, but I really don't think it has anything to do with DNS. I'll click on a link and it just won't connect, and I'll get a page not found. On the Wi-Fi, it'll take like a minute for it to come back and fail. On the wire, it'll take a few seconds to come back and fail. And then it'll work. I'll hit the F5 key and it'll come in. And nothing's more frustrating than that. I'll hit the F5 key, it'll stop, it'll come in or it won't, and it'll be in little fits. For about a 2-minute period, I won't be able to get anything. Nothing will work. And then it'll just start working just fine, out of the blue. And that's a symptom of the fact that it's intermittent. Tells me that it's not something upstream of me kicking me off. Most likely, the fact that it comes back tells me that it's not a permanent problem, like the wrong driver or something being used. What I'm wondering is if there is a problem in the libraries. Since it was an upgrade, the different browsers may be trying to use one of the active libraries, and it's just failing. So I'm going to experiment tonight. One problem with the USB, one of the main things I do and have problems with when I go home and surf the net, of course I watch YouTube videos, duh, and everybody. But the video driver is so shit on the USB stick that I don't know if I'll be able to play YouTube videos with the crap. So we'll see how long this little test of mine lasts. Also, the new video editor that I like is called OpenShot, and it works great off the USB stick, but the rendering times are so high, and the operating system that's installed with the USB stick really only uses one CPU. Really only uses one CPU core, and it drew a blank there. So the other CPU cores are not fully utilized. The only reason they even have this distribution of Linux on a USB stick is so you can test your system and see what completely fails or works, so that you can try Linux before you really install it in your system and commit to it. It's also meant for recovering broken systems, that sort of stuff. So they didn't optimize everything, but they designed it so that everything would work, at least be usable, which is great. And there's been some machines, especially some of the new servers that we have at work. They no likey the Linux that comes, the live Linux distributions. I don't know what the deal is, but the video drivers just do not support some of the systems that we're getting in now. So I got to figure something out about that. Figure out how to put the right driver on the USB. A lot of the new USB distributions will let you save. You can install a new video driver, audio driver, whatever, and save it to the stick. And so it'll be there next time, instead of being like a CD where you can't really write back to the thing. There's no point in installing something because it'll just be in memory until you turn the machine off and back on. But the new system, the new USB stick images, they save from one to the next. Seem to work pretty good, so try it out. Not looking promising. I think the system is going to crash. Okay, so we're screwed. I can't get past this. Just dead graphics. I'm declaring failure and moving on.